Okay, here we go. All right, so we've taken another break, everybody, and we're back at it. We're going to conclude this, but we have one final and probably deepest thought. It may be the bottles of wine. I'm not sure. But we're talking about what is after.
Yeah, so essentially it's what are you going to do when your best deed is done, essentially, right? So, right now I'm making some good money, I'm making websites and yada yada yada, but that's not going to last forever. So what do I do after that's done?
And my point to this question was, I think anybody who's probably older in any case, who's retiring is probably having that same question. But my point to this in terms of the tech world is, I see this from a third person, again, outside, not being in the tech industry and all that kind of stuff, is I see and I feel that anxiety from everyone. Everybody is on edge, always. And I believe it to be that there is an intangible product that's happening. Nothing's tangible. And I had these examples with Steve outside was, a mechanic is working on an engine. A doctor is working on a fucking human being. There's something there that is going to always need to be there.
Right, exactly.
And I think the intangibility creates an insecurity within this industry. So
I think a lot of it comes down to, I could always go get a job not always, but I can go get a job at PayPal or Microsoft or, Google or whatever, where, you can get a pension or a 401k or some sort of longevity, to the point where you don't have to worry about, if you were to lose your job in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years or whatever it is, because it's one of those jobs that you would keep. Like, for example, like my grandfather worked at Lockheed for a number of years, and it was never a question of what was he going to do, because he got a job at Lockheed and that was it. He worked there for 25, 30 years, and it was all good. My father worked at Seagate for a good 15 years, but he got laid off and whatnot. But it's a matter of like job security, where it's like, can you actually rely upon your job being there for 20, 30 years with a pension and all the long-lasting things? And it's like, at this point, it's like, no. That could just be me. That could just be this particular industry. But it's a fear that I have, and I'm sure a lot of people do. And if not, then let me know. But it's about being secure for the long term, and that's, I think, in my experience, something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's fucking shitty. My grandfather was like, "Oh, you should own your own house," and when I was your age and all this stuff, I was like, "Grandpa, when you were my age, houses were $16,000. Get the fuck out of here.
You get a quarter, you have yourself a house."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. That's the problem with like the bad thing and the nice thing about talking with like older people is some do understand the situation that we're in. They're like, "Oh no, like the system is all fucked up." And then there's the other, well, we'll say like 90% of older generation where it's like, how come you don't have 3 kids, a house, a mortgage, 3 cars, and how come you don't have fucking grandkids?
Back in my day, I had a Corvette. It's like, Grandpa, those are $80,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I bought mine for $4,000, and it's like, that's not the same fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking bananas. So, but
goddamn socialism.
Yeah, Sweden out there listening, because I know that's basically where most of the people are listening now, because my girlfriend's Swedish, everyone. Socialism is the shit, everybody, and then that's a topic for
Sweden. Can I get a pass here?
Seriously, dude,
can I come stay?
No, Steve's out.
So, it's just there's a lot of things where it comes down to a difference of understanding in time, and it's shitty when people are like, why can't you do what I do? And that, I think, is a huge problem. Because
it's a detriment to growth.
It's not okay to be like, hey, why can't you do what I do? Or, hey, person B, why can't you do what I do? It's like, it's not the same fucking thing, man.
Yeah, that's the, this is another topic altogether, but that's the problem with, in my opinion, I guess, I'm going to keep saying that over and over again to kind of give myself a little bit of a buffer. But, like, the school system it's so cookie cutter in terms of, like, this is what you need to do to be successful. It's like, nope, that is super duper outdated, and it has no tangible significance in modern day success in general.
Yeah, and that boils down to again, that's a whole episode by itself. But it really, in my opinion, boils down to a lot of problems with politics and this just school. Just
I know. Well, how about this? How about we'll end it here? We'll go out on a super low note. I feel like we're very low.
Pretty low.
Pretty low, but what we will do is, like, I would love, again, Steve, to have you back on, and then we could pick up from...
Yeah, man.
We'll start with universities. We'll start with that in comparison to...
Ooh, I've got a lot of time.
That's what I mean. Because
I've got a lot.
Big Boy's got some private university
knowledge. You can't
knowledge.
see me right now, but I'm flexing.
He's flexing hard. And by the way, Steve is an immaculate human being, just sexy in every regard.
No,
so.
I got that'd be an interesting conversation to have too about the education system.
Yeah, I would love to talk about that, and then again talk about that in terms of we got to always wrap it right back around to Silicon Valley, because I have friends who have been successful in school who have then transitioned into the tech world in terms of that. But
that's a good point. But at the same time, it's like I have not experienced said success in the education industry,
and yet you have success now without it.
That's debatable, but yes. So that would be a fantastic topic.
I would love to talk about it with you. I would love to talk about anything with you.
Yeah.
We'll talk about blue and red. I'm happy with that with you, sir.
Yeah, blue's not red.
Blue's not red, but purple. Together.
It's a little bit of both.
We'll end on that. That was kind of sweet. All right. Anyways, thanks for listening. Come join us for episode 6, debatably 7, debatably 5. I'm not exactly sure where we are in the lineup.
27.2.
Yeah, exactly. This is no one's going to hear this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, thanks for coming in. Bye, everybody. Bye, Steve.
Bye.